everybody. Anybody that's watching this video or watching it after it's been recorded. We're just playing with the Lexus here and the Porsche here at MONZA. I had somebody asked about messing with the Lexus here at MONZA. I haven't driven the Lexus in like forever. So just messing around, see what kind of, see if I can work on that. I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't know. I don't know how the Lexus is. I haven't driven this thing in forever. So it's just something different. And of course, you know, maybe get a setup, halfway decent setup for MONZA for it. I don't know what LF was running. I guess I should go check that out. Maybe I should go look at that before, see what he was running. I don't know. You know, he's been running a Lexus forever, but I don't know what his time was. So let's go check that out. See what kind of course he's got the LF. Well, no, they don't have I don't have the Lexus done in LFM BOP, so don't have to worry about that one. Where is he? There he is. On low 149s. See what he's got here. Oh, you got it 148.99 best lap. Okay. I know he had a lot of speed on the straightaway, but we'll see. I mean, just trying to get a base. I'm not trying to compare me with LF. I'm just trying to get a kind of a see what. Yeah, I know he does pretty good with it. Good with it. What were you running with it? Is that ULF? 99? My fast lap is a 148.8, but I mean that's from forever ago, so I mean that's not anything that's recent. So oh, okay. Well, see, I was just showing you. I was just looking because I know you drive the RCF all the time. So I'm just gonna see what I can come up with, just to see what I can do. I know when I was running with you, you were, of course, we know the Lexus is super fast on the straightaway, but I mean, you know, well, everything is compared to the Porsche. But I mean, you know, it was definitely really fast. But we'll see. I know what the speed was on the Porsche, so we can compare and see what the speed is on the Lexus too. So. But I don't think the Lexus has got a BOP. I don't think LFM BOP. I don't think they did that car, but I could be wrong. I didn't remember to look at it since there's not too many people that run it. You know, LF. I'm sure you know. I mean, you know, but I don't think it was. But like I said, I'm not sure. But right now, I'm just trying to dial. You know, just get the pressures right and things like that. Made a few adjustments. Probably be making big adjustments to it. I mean, I have it. I load the setup. I want to make sure I load the right setup. Oh, this is not the right setup. There we go. Hey. No, I didn't think so. I figured you'd know since you've been driving the Lexus for a long time. I didn't think they did. It'd be nice if they did. One thing I hate is this bar right here in my right here in this A pillar. I hate this bar. Just I don't know what it is. It's like bugs my field of vision. I gotta do a click more of head movement every time I run the Lexus, because otherwise I can't judge my corners. this A-pillar over here. Oh shoot, I need to change the time of day too, but maybe we'll go back and do that. Thing goes over bumps like curves like it's nothing. Yeah, I haven't driven it. You can tell I haven't driven. I didn't remember it going over the curb so good. Man, this thing goes over them really good. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't even, don't even feel it. Sure, the tires will be off. I'll have to adjust the tire pressures. I just did a ballpark with the tire pressures, so. Not too bad. Tire's a little off. Ah, 48.66. Check tires. Definitely more in it. This is pretty good here. This needs to come up. And maybe 2. Come up 2. Needs to come up about 4. Hope everybody's doing good today. Wanted to do a little stream today. Kind of messing around. Keep checking. You guys probably do the same thing. Check Steam every day, see if a DLC's come out yet. I don't. Probably everybody's doing the same thing, checking to see if it or any news of it or anything. So haven't heard anything yet. So waiting on. I'll take some of that out. Or I could leave it in and just add a little bit more. Just try some different stuff. Springs actually aren't too bad. It doesn't feel too bad, actually. I got it split. I got it a little stiffer on the left than the right. Because of MONZA. I usually do that with all the cars. Actually, it's, not bad. I mean, to be honest, it's not. It goes over the bumps good. I'll check the shocks real quick. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit off. Nothing real bad. Yeah, see, this is one thing with the Lexus is it looks like it's split. Two different. It should be more like this. Rough it in a little bit. Not way off. Little ragged, a little jaggedy. It's, it's not nothing like it's like way out. Yeah, see, this is that again. Every time I see that spike like that, it always. I'm pretty sure the bump stops are getting in with the graph as far as the shocks and the bump stops, because usually that's what you see is this right there. See it on the left, but not so much on the right. But we'll adjust that a little bit too. But that's not a major thing. We'll knock this up just a little bit. Let's try. Just moving that range up a little bit more gap. We added some more wing. I don't know what LF was doing. You're using one? Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. That makes the car, you lose all your cornering. You just have no cornering ability at all. And it hurts your braking too. I mean, I already ran a 4866. I know there's more in this for sure. Just it's I see what it likes. So that was just a ballpark. I mean, it might be better to go back down some a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I just want to curious. Just you don't know until you try some stuff to see what the speed difference is. Let's see what the speed is. $173, almost 174. It's close. We'll see. And the Porsche does 171. So at best. So you're doing, even with that wing, you're doing 2 mile an hour more, almost 3. Love the way it sounds. I always love the way the Lexus sounds. It has the best idle. I know this sounds really stupid, but it has the best idle of any car in ACC. If you listen to it idle, it sounds wicked nasty when it's just sitting there idling. It sounds good even like this. It sounds really good. But I mean, but look at this, go over these bumps. It goes over these curves. It just eats them alive. Look at that. It's just nothing. Can't believe you're using one. Goodness gracious. All right. This might be the wrong direction as far as the balance, but let's just try it. We'll go do a few laps and see. I want to see what the speed difference is and see what it feels like everywhere else. Because I'm not coming out of Parabolica as good as I want to, so. Get a little bit more aggressive with the brakes too, with the brake bias, and see what that does. If it helps or might hurt, I don't know. But I put a little more wing in it so you can get a little bit more aggressive. So we'll see how it feels. Feels hooked up pretty good, just for cold tires. Tires aren't even up to pressures yet, and temperature, and it feels pretty hooked up. Deep. Should feel better through here. Yes, first lap's always a throwaway lap. Gotta get these tires going. At least the pressures are coming up pretty good. Look at that. They do nothing. Even hitting that sausage. Yeah, it's not liking a lot. It's not liking a lot of rear brake. Man, it's good through the Lesmos. Bad, but didn't gain no time. Go down some more and try another lap. Yeah, it's understeering. You can feel it. So we'll go back down. I don't think 10 was bad, but I like to try to go the other way. Tires don't look too bad. Listen to that thing idle. Oh, it just sounds raspy. I like it. Was my engine yellow? Must have got too aggressive with the downshifts. All right, let's go back to try an 8 wing and see what that does. Spread doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty good. Very, very close front to rear, so actually it's really good. I wish I could use more rear brake, but the brake bias, it just doesn't seem to like it. But other than that, looks pretty good. Try this. Oh, got a new set of tires. Okay, engine's all good now. Yeah, I mean, that Lexus was really the OP car for a while and a long time ago. I mean, Lexus was pretty much one of the best cars as far as to beat. I mean, it was hard to beat. So good everywhere. Still a fun car to drive. I mean, I don't mind driving it at all. The only thing that drives me crazy is that dang roll bar right there in the A-pillar. It does kind of get in my line of sight, but I guess you get used to it. Definitely with it, if you pick up the throttle too quick, if you pick the throttle up too quick, you just push the front. So you really got to not be where like some cars it'll help the car rotate. You know, right now I'm not there yet with this. It just wants to just pretty much just push the front. Of course, I had a lot of wing in it too, so I mean that could have been a lot of it too. So. Definitely like something that's, you know, race type setup. So that's what I'm always trying to, something that can be pretty consistent and still, you know, good times. Let's see, it's not a terrible lap for the first lap. Right back where we are, fast lap, not too far away. I don't know. Maybe he likes the 10 better. We'll check the speed to see if there's any difference. kind of like the 10 wing better. But like I said, we need to check the speed to see what the difference is. All consistent though. I mean, it's all within like a tenth or two. All right, let's look at the replay. We know this did 173. So, I mean, that's solid 173. So, and we went up to 12 wing. Same speed. So, speed-wise, it didn't make any difference. It didn't difference at all. So, 12 wing, and it's still 173. Okay, so let's check the 8 wing. .174. So gain a mile an hour to 174. So 1 mile an hour. I mean, that's it. You might gain another mile an hour when you change the time here to 8. That's when I usually, when it tracks 21. Whoop. So I kind of like do a few little changes. Let's go down to the 59 here. Go back up to 12 and see what that does. Turn the TC down to 1. Let's check the shocks one more time, see how far they're out. Yeah, see, it was like within a tenth of a second. 73.85 and a 75. So that's all pretty close. A little different. Adjustment there. See, again, that's probably the bump stop, because that bump stop is pretty tight on the front. Yeah, this needs to come down. Let's see if this will. Now, see, this is all gone, though. This is a lot better than what it was. See, it's a nice smooth going up, where before it was like that. So you can see where it was on the fast lap like that, and now it's like that. So, I mean, we kind of went not the right way on the rebound side, but on the bump, it's way better. So we just need to just got to keep making adjustments. But yeah, just between the shocks and then just opening up the range a little bit, and it gets it to react a lot better. That looks way better. But we still got a little bit more to go, but we're just trying to figure out, fine tuning it. Try that. See how that goes. Make some more adjustments to this to just open that up just a little bit. Now let's see what we can do. I should try first or second. I don't know. It seems kind of lazy in second through there. Really feels good through the Lesmos. I mean, that's why I like that wing, because you can really attack it and go through there really good. Back end feels a lot better. A little nervous, but seems a little lazy in the low gears. Definitely feels, pretty glued. I mean, it's not like I'm really just driving a car. It's not like I'm having to work too hard. Feels a lot better through there. Kind of reminds me of the Aston Martin when it used to be really lazy in the low gears. That's what this Lexus reminds me of. It seems like the first two gears, it's just really lazy. In too deep there. Doesn't feel bad. Better than that. That's better. Mid 48s. I think it'd do that. Thing is, it'd do that probably all day. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, if I use first gear down there, I could probably brake a little later, and I could probably get through that second chicane better. So that's probably costing me a little time. I probably could gain another tenth of a second right there. I mean, it's because you could just tell it's so lazy in the first 2 gears. So tire wear though looks pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. Not terrible. Looks pretty good. Really good front to rear. I mean, I wish I could use a lot more rear brake, but the car feels like it just doesn't like it. I mean, I went down to 58, but you can maybe go a little bit below that, but I don't know if I would want to get too aggressive because it just seems like the back end starts getting loose really easy. It just doesn't like a lot of trail braking, so you got to kind of get used to that. You don't want to trail brake a lot. And that's with a good amount of wings. So, there's, it's not like I got no downforce back there at all. But I got a decent amount of wing. That's with 12 wing. Goes to, 16? So, you can see it's negative 0.8 right now. And negative 2.4 maxed out. But, I mean, you could probably go down one more. Down to, like I said, down to 10, but the speed's the same. So if the speed's going to be the same, I'd probably run more wing if it doesn't cost anything in speed, because then you can make adjustments and get it to rotate a little bit faster through the chicanes and things like that, and do those kinds of things. And of course, I only have it on TC1. I could always be If it started to slip, you could go up one click. Look at the dampers again, see if there's any adjustment there. It's getting there. Man, it's close. I mean, it's just a little. Still a little off, but I mean, it's nothing better than it was. That's amazing how good over the bumps it is. It goes over the curbs and stuff really well. I mean, you could probably play some more with the ride height. I mean, this is just a good middle ground. I mean, you could run all the way down on the front, get the nose. I didn't hear it hitting anywhere. Well, watch the replay and see if it's hitting anywhere. I didn't hear it hit. I didn't feel it or hear it. Only thing you'd want, you know, especially here at Monza, as long as you can get over the curbs and you're not hitting, I mean, you want to run everything as low as possible. And of course, I haven't driven the Lexus. Like I said, this is the first time I've driven a Lexus in a long time. So, I'm really happy with that. I mean, as far as decent time. Let's see what the speed is this time. Solid 173. I mean, I thought I might hit 174 there for a second. That's how good we're coming off that last corner. That makes a big difference. You come off that last corner, parabolic, you come off there so good. Where I'd probably like say, probably could use some first gear to be something to try. See if it I don't know if it'd help or not. But it feels really good through here, through the Lesmos. I mean, it just rails through there. Yeah, right over it. I mean, it's nothing. All right, what was that speed down the backstretch? Wow, that's good. 167? That's like one of the fastest speeds I think I've ever seen going down that backstretch. That's flying. Yeah, so what do y'all think? I mean, 167. I can't even remember a car that's pretty far up there, especially for that much wing, running 167. It's definitely got the power, that's for sure. Anything else we want to try? There's always something you can try, but I mean, car feels actually really good. Okay, it goes up 1 in the rear as the fuel comes off. That's only 55 liters, so I'm sure it comes up more than that if you had a full tank, but only comes up 1 in the back. We could try one more click in the rear. Help it rotate. All right, let's try that. Try that. And I want to try a first gear in that second chicane. And see if there's any time there. We'll do a few laps and then we'll try the first gear. And of course, I'll leave this setup, a link to this setup in the description. But when you raise the rear end, it really helps through the chicane part, these 2 chicanes, because it makes the car react when you lift up the rear end. So, you know, you change directions. It really does help. So, I mean, if you can get away with an extra click in the back, there's nothing wrong with that. That's why, you know, talking about setups, I mean, I had somebody send me a setup for the Ferrari 296. And to be honest, they all look alike. I mean, I've seen some other setups from other people. And one thing that's always common is they got the rear end jacked way up in the air and they got the TC at 6. It's almost like every single person, different people that I've gotten setups from, they look the same. So that's like what they're doing is they're just getting the car to overreact, and then they control it with the TC. And they got TC2 shut off, but they got TC1 at like 6, trying to control the oversteer part of it. But the only bad thing about that is later on in a stint, you're going to end up it's going to be oversteery. Yeah, it's gonna be oversteery, and then it ain't gonna, you know, this TC's not gonna save you, and you're gonna be slipping and sliding all over the place. So, unless you have really, really good throttle control, but usually the problem with that is you're used to the TC saving you, and then the car starts getting ill handling. It's really weird though. I've seen multiple setups from people with the Ferrari, and that's always seems like it's a constant. Is the TC and the ride height? It's always looks the same. It's kind of funny how that is. might help through here too, parabolic though, that giving it one more click of ride height, just get it to the front end to bite a little faster. So let's see what it does here. Get a little bit more aggressive with the brakes. In fact, I'll get even more aggressive. I wish I could get the rears a little bit more involved. See, it wants to over-rotate then. So you gotta be careful because you don't want, like I said, you don't want a trail brake at all, or the back end just comes right around. If you get too much rear brake in it. Very sensitive to it. Whoa. Not a bad lap actually for how much I've screwed up. So see if I can drive a little better. It's definitely it reacts a lot different. Yeah, I mean, I took that curb hard and it just jumps right over it. It's really, really good over the curbs. Dang it. Yeah, Porsche can brake about that deep, but it's a little bit too much for the Lexus. And put the brake back. See, it just doesn't like it. It just wants to get uncontrollable. You're better to brake a little earlier and let the car roll through the corner than try to brake late and dive it in and car just becomes too oversteery. real heavy. Still went over it though. I mean, I would have wrecked probably most cars. I would have wrecked. Dang it. I'll do one more. I just blew it. I had it too. Tires are getting a little hotter now. There's more time in it for sure. I wouldn't have gotten that grass. There's definitely more time in it. I was yeah, I was doing better going through that second chicane. I was short shifting and I was gaining, like I said, about 1/10 of a second. It was definitely gaining a little bit of time instead of just sticking in second, just going down to first and then going up into second really quick. How's everybody doing? Hello from Germany. Yeah, it has really good grip. I mean, I think this is really solid. I think this is set up. There we go. First, I'll put that on my Discord. I don't think I have any on my Discord, any setups for the Lexus, but I'll make a category and put this one in there. I think it's good. I mean, it's definitely got a lower 48 in it for sure. I mean, I had like a 48.3 or 4 in my Delta once, a couple times. So let's look at. I want to show that first chicane, the first and second chicane, because I was showing what I was doing, but it was definitely gaining time through there. Like LF, I think LF was saying, first was definitely better. I like second because he keeps the car settled, but you lose a little time. So you could use second, like if your tires aren't the greatest or whatever, or way through a run and you're just looking to, you know, second's fine, but if you're looking to push the car, you need to go down into first. Right through here. I go down to first, and I start upshift a little early just to get it up in the second, and I would pick up almost like a 1/10 of a second through there. So that was definitely better, and the car felt like it was accelerating better because you always worry, and I was passing some people through there in the race in Pan Am, you know, through there because they just couldn't accelerate coming off the corners, and the Porsche does, and that felt better through there on that. What's that? 6. Hard to watch that. Let me see what any difference was on this last lap. Just check the speed again. Should be the same. Man, it's got to be near 174 because it looks like you just think it's going to click over and I'm on the brakes, so it's got to be close. Oh, this stable's a rock. This thing's just, it's doing, I mean, I'm doing, you know, mid 48s. This thing could run 48, 5, 6, and 7s all day long. Easy. You could do a whole stint on that, running that kind of pace, easy, and not even work hard. Because I mean, this thing takes bumps so easy. So if you had to pass somebody and you got to go over a curb, man, this thing is. It might take a little rough, but you don't have to worry about wrecking. I mean, you can see, just look at that. I mean, it just goes right over it. I mean, nothing to it. You know, I went the other one, it slowed me down a little bit, but I hit it real hard, and I still didn't even come close to wrecking. It just took, just hit it hard. It goes through parabolic like a missile. Yeah, that's really, really strong through here. I mean, you really get on the gas early, and it just goes. Oh, see, it did hit 4. I knew it was close. It barely touched 174. And see, it did that with an 8 wing. And now we got a 12 wing, and it's almost doing the exact same speed. That's because that thing is a rocket ship. It's a missile coming off of Parabolica, and the thing's just hooked up and going. But yeah, that's really good. So see, you got your cake and you can eat it too, because now, like I said, you can, the tires are wearing great, and I'm sure low fuel run you could probably run low 48s with a qualifying run. So. I'm really happy with that. That's a good. That'll be a good setup. But again, we'll, just for you Xbox guys, there's this page. You got 25.4, 26.5, 25.1, 26. negative 0.12, negative 4 on the left, negative 3.8 on the right. Caster's 13. Toe is negative point or positive 0.05, and the camber is negative 3.4 on the left and negative 3.2 on the right. Now, if you look at the spread, the spread's not bad. It's a little wide out here on the edge, but that's sometimes it's just the way it is. That's about the max. But these two numbers are closer. They're only 2 apart. And that's only 1 apart. So that's not bad. And these are not too far apart here. They're only 2 or 3 apart from from left outer to all the way to the inner. So, and you look at the wear here, there's only a 3 difference. That's why I'd love to get more rear brake going, but I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but you might have to lower the rear ride height. And I hate doing that because it changes direction so good with that. So I just don't like doing that. So again, I think it's just the Lexus just doesn't like a lot of rear ride height. So, or I mean a lot of brake bias. I'm sorry. I mean a lot of brake bias. Electronics, I only have at 1 and 2. Now, again, I would probably, if you had a longer run, I would probably click it up to 2. But you can do that on the fly, but it feels hooked up. It doesn't even feel like it's remotely trying to lose control. Of course, 55 liters. 4 on the anti-roll bar, 59 at brake bias. 58 is really, I don't think I'd go any lower than 58. I think you can do 58, but that's all I would do. Steering all the way down. Spring 173,000 on the left front, 154 on the right. 1,000 bump stop rate and a 5 bump stop range. And the spring is 154,000 on the left rear, 136 on the right with a 600 bump stop rate and a 20 bump stop range. Anti-roll bar 4, preload 90. But I mean, this is, again, it's a good base. Something that you can really do a lot of different little tweaks just to get it the way you want it. You might want to take this click out of the sway bar. If you think you can still get the car to rotate enough, you might want to do that. Just take 1 click out of the rear. But you really need that in some of that parabolica. That's where you really need the sway bar to get the car to rotate. So you can get on the gas and it doesn't understeer. It still rotates. Shocks, of course, you got 21820 and 13812. They should be pretty close. Aero got 51 in the front, 74 in the rear with a 12 wing and a 3 and a 2 in the brake ducts. So again, I think it's a solid setup for a race setup. Again, you should be able to run pretty much low 48s on the qualifying, which is all you do is putting low fuel in, and you should be able to run middle 48s with a race fuel load, and it seems like it can do it for a long time. Okay. Hey, Warren. Well, that's what I did it for, because you were talking about doing some stuff. So that's, I mean, you can see that's older. I mean, I don't even know when I did that. That's without a doubt a long time ago. But I beat that by 3/10. So I was on a 4850, and that's so really happy with that. And a way more wing, I'm sure. Yeah, because of the last setup, I should have showed you that, but my old setup, it had real low wing in it. Real low wing. And so this, because that's, again, if it's ACC is totally different. I mean, every time they do some major 1.6, they go to 1.8, 1.9. I mean, it's like the game is like a whole new racing sim. I mean, you can't, the physics are different. This is different. You had to start learning all these things all over again, almost really. So I try to run, I mean, not maxed out on springs, but I try to find a good happy medium to have the good car control and good drivability. And then same with the wing. I mean, the wing, especially it's the car that got horsepower like this, you're still going to be right there with all the fastest cars. I mean, you're going to be right there with all the fastest cars. It's just, as far as down the straightaway. So, I mean, 173, 174. I mean, the Porsche does 171. So, I mean, that's 3 over it. So, which reminds me, go to that. You see that? That's from the other night, 147.71. But, wish I could be running that more consistently, where I was running, you know, some high 47s, but I, you know, wasn't real consistent with it. And this is what I was using was here. Oh, see, I was only running a 6 wing out of 12. That's a lot, and that's what I did with, you know, pretty much I try to run around in the middle somewhere if I'm starting off fresh, you know, just to try it and see what it does at Monza. But you know, sometimes it does better with a little bit more. I mean, sometimes it does a little, you know, with a little less. It just all depends on the car. You know, like the Lamborghini, it wants a lot less. I mean, you don't run that much. The Lamborghini's got so much natural downforce that you don't run a lot of wing here in the Huracan, the Evo, at least the Evo 2, you don't. But here with the Porsche, I mean, I tried low wing and it just doesn't, it does, you lose time. I lose too much time and everywhere else, you know, as far as basically in the, you know, in the handling sections. Try a few things here. Just knock these down. See something. I think I changed something in the race. Yeah, I changed it down to there and I added that. Oh, and I did add 1 click in the rear. Okay. I don't remember what my tire pressures are, but I can't remember. It was pretty cool. I have to adjust those anyway. But I want to see if I can go up 1 more click on a wing. Try a couple of different things, changing some. You can't look these springs. You can't look at the graph part. You got to look at the number part because that's really what it is. I mean, you can't look at, you know, what the slider part of it is. You got to really look at the number part because I mean, you say, well, look at this. It's way down and this is almost maxed out, but you got to look at it number wise. It's still way less than what this is. So again, you got to look at that. You can't just look at the slider thing. Let's try this and see. I know my tires are going to be off, but yeah, of course, Suzuka. I mean, that's, you know, it's shoot. Suzuka, I run almost really with most cars now. Most of the cars in ACC, I guarantee you would with the Lexus. Guarantee it. You would run max wing. You would run the wing max. at Suzuka. And just like all the other cars, I mean, like AMG, the Evo 2, the Audi Evo 2, the Porsche, the BMW, probably almost every one of those cars you run the wing maxed out. The only car you might not run the wing maxed out would be maybe the Huracan. Maybe the McLaren, the Evo 2 McLaren, or not Evo 2, but just the Evo McLaren, maybe not either, but it'd be high, but you would not, maybe not maxed out, but it'd be close. That's the way it all is now, because, you know, you need, and that's the way it should be. And I want to make sure I'm clear on that. That's the way it should be. I mean, you want more downforce with less drag. That's the whole goal of every one of these guys. Every one of these car manufacturers, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get more downforce on the car without having very little drag. Okay? Because if they can do that, then they can grip the corners better, they can brake better, they can do tire wears better. Everything's better, but they're not losing speed. There's a compromise between speed. They want to make sure that the speed is very minimal loss, but they have more aero grip. That's all. That's the key. I mean, if they could put more dive planes, if they could put all kinds of more things on it to get it without losing drag, they'd do it. If the sanctioning body would let a GT3 car do it, you can guarantee they would add more stuff on this thing. They want that, because that's where you're going to gain speed. You're going to gain time. You're going to be faster in the track easily. And that's why all these guys are running max wing all the time. And, unless it's something like Monza or Paul Ricard or whatever. Exactly. And I call, like the Aston Martin has it to some extent. I'm sure the Evo, I can't wait to see what that is. I've seen a picture of it, but the Aston Martin Evo, I guarantee they're using that for more aero. I guarantee that's where they're gaining their big gain on that car is going to be aero. It looks the same. I think it's the same, it's the same car, it's just more efficient aero package. And it's the same thing with the Evo 2 with the Huracan. It's the same car. They just, you can see the rear fenders. You can see every place they could, they tried to put more natural, I call it natural downforce. And that's the body producing the downforce, but there's no drag. You have very, very little drag, because it's not some big, huge canard thing sticking out or something. It's just using the body's flow for natural downforce. That's why I just call it that. That's just me. But that's what they're looking for. Every one of these car manufacturers is looking for that. Especially you look at these endurance races. You look at these, these guys, the biggest races they have are these mega endurance races. 12 hours, 24 hours, all this stuff. I mean, how much time can they gain if over a stint, if they have a car that's got better grip overall over a whole stint? I mean, how much time can they gain? That's what they're looking at. Really, GT3 cars, their biggest races are their endurance races. Even more so now, because now they're going to add Le Mans to it because it's in the WEC. So, now instead of just having the 24 hours of Spa and Daytona and all that, now you're going to have Le Mans. In fact, that's why a lot of when they had the GTE cars, which has more downforce, that's why those guys, they could double, triple stint sometimes on those tires. tires are too bad. Yeah, Lexus felt like a Cadillac compared to this. Yeah, you gotta drive this car. Head down a teeny bit, but tires are close. One more. Trying some different stuff, changing the brake bias, changing the TC. That didn't help. It actually hurt. So that hurt me. Probably would have been better on TC just left in there. So that's what you got to find out. Yeah, that's where they say, don't run TC2, but if I would have had it on that last lap, I would have gained time, not lost time. But like I say, you got to find out. You got to try it. Congrats, Jonas. That's a good job. Yes, busy field. A lot of moving cars around. 50 cars. I don't remember what we had. I don't remember how many cars we had. I'd have to go back to the replay and look. Hey Larry. But yeah, we had a pretty good field in the Pan Am race. But I was happy. I think I finished 5th. I think in the last stint I started, I was 11th, 10th or 11th, and finished 5th. Would have loved to broke away and got up with the lead few guys, but I just got stuck behind a few people, and that's what it ends up messing you. You end up losing, especially the Porsche, because if you don't have the draft, you really, you really lose out. Well, I don't know. It wasn't bad, but a little bit more spring back in the car. Still not, it's still not where it needs to be. So see, that's the thing. I added wing, but it really didn't help. And almost like it slowed it. It might even slowed the car down. Well, that's not good. So let's try this. Let's go put that back. And let's back down to a 6 wing. That's what I had in the race. But I did try, but I have different Aero. I mean, the ride height is 1 up from what I had, and the springs are different. So I stiffened the front and lightened up the rear, so that might make a difference. But see, if you look at this compared to like what the Lexus was, see how much the rear wears more than the front, and see that's the negative. I mean, that's the big thing against the Porsche. It really hurts. So you got to try to compensate some for that, because it just doesn't. You end up burning off the rear so daggum fast, and then you're dead meat. Really would be challenging to have this car as doing a long endurance race like I did at Mount Panorama. When you're running an full hour, you would really have to go through this car and really, really optimize it as far as the setup is concerned, for a long stint, because it would really not be good if you didn't. It would not be good. That down to 3. See if that helps. Let's check the replay. Hey, 170. Yep. Was it 26 or 27 cars? Okay, I can remember. I thought we had a little more than that, but I'm sure you're right. Oh, I thought we had 30 or 32, but that's might have who signed up. I don't know. I think it was. I think you're, maybe 26, 27 is probably it. Sure seemed like more than that on the track when you're out there. Can't get around people, but that's just what it looks like. Even with all that wing, look how much faster the Lexus is than I am down the straightaway by the long way. 4 miles an hour down the front. I don't even want to know how much, probably same down this rear straightaway, back straightaway. At 3 miles an hour, has 164. I think it says. So 3 and 4. Well, you got to make up a lot in other areas to be faster. Okay, let's just check the speed again. I'm sure it's the same. Yep, good to 170, but never get tired of listening to them cars screaming. Okay, let's see if this makes any difference. Made a few little adjustments, wing down to 1. A little bit different rear alignment. My throw out lap out of the way. behind the curb too much. A little oversteery. See if I can drive around it as far as the oversteer. It's just a teeny bit, but might be me. Get through there. Try one more lap. See, it's a little oversteery right through here. Turn up the TC2-1. Sloppy. But you can see I turned my TC2 up a click and it hasn't slowed me down at all. Yeah, I'm going faster now. See, that last turn, instead of oversteering, I picked up almost a tenth of a second. That's all I did is turn up TC2 one click. That's why I'll say it until I guess a lot of people don't believe me. But there is a reason for TC2. Nobody wants to run it because I don't think they understand it, but I can prove it has its place. Again, it wouldn't be in the car if it wasn't. A lot of it depends on the setup. I mean, again, if you have the setup mega oversteery, then, you know, I don't know, maybe mega understeery, I should say. So if you have the car like really understeery and you turn off TC2 so it'll rotate, okay, I can maybe understand that. But there's still, I don't know why you'd want to do that because the car was not, you're going to lose time. Oh, shoot. I had it on the original set of tires. No wonder it was not doing that. You see? Light graining on the front. You see how much the rear's wearing compared to the front? Yeah. I still ran my fastest lap, even with I had the same set of tires on the car. Okay. Go up one there. Let's do this just for kicks and giggles. Max out the spring here. And then go down one more click on the wing. See what that does. So we did 170. Now let's see what it does with a one less swing. But this clicked 171. So we gained maybe a mile an hour. I love the shifts on that car. You hear it popping when it shifts, like it's upshifting. It sounds so good. Yeah, it's a little. It's still a teeny bit oversteery, and that's what one thing that concerns me. Look at it. Does it go over the bumps as good as the Lexus? The Lexus glides over them. This thing just kind of goes thud. A lot of guys are just that. They get set in their ways, I guess. I just go whatever's fastest. I mean, I try to keep an open mind, and whatever goes fastest, and I can prove it goes fastest, then that's the way I go. I mean, it's just, whether even if it doesn't make sense, if it goes faster, if I'm on the track and it's going faster, then that's the way I'm going to go. I'm not talking about speed wise. I'm talking about time wise. Speed is a derivative. It's not really even here at Monza. I mean, I don't want to give up like the house, but you got to balance it out. This is a lot of the stuff that I do a lot of times, testing on stuff. This is just this is just a fraction of it. Because when you really get into the nitty gritty, when you're trying to get the car to feel better but without losing performance and things like that, and then you're trying to do the adjustments get littler and littler, and you're trying, and then you do this and do that and it doesn't work and you don't like that, and then you got to go back, and then you got so I mean, and even if you get it right, then you do a longer run. You try to do a pretty long run to see how it feels, and then it might work and might not. Then you got to go back and do it again, try something else. Especially the Porsche. The Porsche is probably the worst one because of the rear tire wear and getting the car to be drivable and raceable at the end. I mean, when they first came out with this 1.9, and it's been over a year now, and I had the Porsche, I was, still going off of the 1.8. You talk about lost. I was absolutely lost. This car it wasn't actually bad. I mean, I was running decent, but the problem is on a race stint, I was completely out to lunch. I mean, I'm talking undrivable. So yeah, I'd be fine for 10 minutes or so. And then the last, and then I was literally just on ice. Put the TC2 up to 2. skating around. Okay, let's see what we can get that throwaway lap out of the way. Picked up a little bit of time, see if we can go a little bit better. That blew that. That turn. That was getting me in the race too. Too deep. Right near the Delta. Tires look good. That's faster. But still, it's the rear end's just not real happy. Yeah, well, again, the TC2 is for, the way you gotta look at it, the TC2 is for the apex and coming off. So if you're in the middle of the corner or coming off and you're oversteery, that's where TC2 comes in. If you turn TC2 up, it will limit that and help you hook up, because you're not gaining time by sawing the wheel or, you know, back and forth, or the car sliding and all this other stuff. So it's always from like middle of the corner from the apex off. And if your car's loose there, that's where you should turn it up. And I mean, that's all I did. And, you know, I gained time in just one corner. I gained what, you know, almost 1/10 of a second. So, I mean, it's a tool to use while you're on the fly, just like TC1. You know, TC1 and TC2, they're tools. Brake bias, all those things you have to use on the fly to try to change the car, the way the car handles. That's the only thing you got. So, you know, you might as well use it. That's a little bit better spread there now. This is good too still. So this is good, but the rear end is too. Well, let's leave that. Let's try this. Let's do this and cut that out. Do that. Let's see if that. Add a bar in the front and take a bar out of the rear. That might help. Add some spring to it in the rear. Leave this alone, so I still got my corner entry. Put this up to 2, put this up to 4. All right, that's pretty good there. Let's do one more. Knock this down. Okay, so let's see what the speed is on this last run, because now we went with a lower wing again. See, it's only 171. So it didn't gain, we didn't pick anything up. Car doesn't look too bad. I mean, the main thing is just If I could get the rear end to kind of settle down a little bit. You know, so it doesn't feel so loose. No, I mean, pretty much. I mean, some tracks more than others. I mean, maybe a little bit less at some of the slower tracks. You know, I mean, you know, like, you know, but to be honest with you, a lot of the slower tracks have worse curbs. I mean, let's say Brands Hatch, for instance, or let's say Zandvoort, and for instance, okay, they're not real fast tracks, right? Or even maybe Silverstone, for instance. The problem with running lower pressures is then if you hit curbs hard, you lose pressure. And then what happens is now you're really screwed, because now you might have had it set at mid 26s or something, but now you're below 26 because you've lost pressure in the tire because you hit a curb a little hard or something. So really, to be honest with you, I try to run the tire pressures usually around the same, usually high 26s at least. And at some of these other tracks, I almost try to run it right at 27, just because that way, if you do hit a curb, you're not going to lose any tire pressure. All right, so let's try this. As I still got the same wing, because obviously I don't really want to go more. That's not going to help. You got to get the rear end to feel solid. But we changed the alignment just a teeny bit. But definitely changed the sway bars. We changed the front and the rear. So let's see if that. I did change the springs in the rear too, so that should see what that does. It's finding the right combination. You're always countering something. You do this and you do something else to counter it, because that's what it, and it's just finding that right counter to where everything works together. That's really, in a nutshell, that's really what you're trying to do. And what works good, which I learned a lot doing that 6-hour Kalami with Chris Moses this last week. You know, what we learned is what works in a 30-minute, you know, what I mean by it's not a 30-minute race, but when you're going to pit in 30 minutes, what works in that does not work if you're going to go a full hour or more. It does not work. You have to change the car for that specific thing. You cannot, you know, a lot of times it's not going to work. It's just not. And we did some test runs, and he had to go through some stuff and change some things to get it to where it would work over the whole stint. And it was good. I mean, I think I could be better, but then maybe for me, but it wouldn't have been for him. So that's the thing. I mean, that's another thing with endurance racing, which I would like to do more of. But I mean, that's really where the jewel is here. That really is not, at least from my perspective, because I don't do a lot of it, is really the jewel that has not been polished, so to speak. Because that is really a whole nother aspect. When you get into 6-hour races and things like that, it's a whole different mentality, a whole different setup to the car. When you have multiple people, you have to 2 people or 3 people. They got to agree on the car. You can't have the car great for one person and the other guys can't even drive it. So it's really it adds a whole nother dimension to racing. And I highly respect Chris Moses, and but him and I have different driving. We drive different, so what works for me might not work for him, and vice versa. So it was we had to try to find some kind of compromise to what it would work, and so that was kind of interesting. Like I said, you gotta. It's finding that magic combination of the balance of the car, the this that slow corners, fast corners. It's all kinds of things that you're trying to basically make your artwork. That's pretty much what you're trying to do. And it's just the combinations that you're trying to come up with to make it work. Feel too bad through there now. It feels a little better. Like Chris, he liked the car softer. I like a car a little harder. It feels more precise when you have stiffer springs in it than when you have soft springs. It feels more mushy. But you're trying to find that happy medium to where both people can deal with it. Yeah, it's better through the Lesmos than it was. Not through there though. I just went in too deep. Not as deep as I can go. Doesn't take it like the Lexus. Yeah, unfortunately, the back end still... Well, I mean, I could... Probably could knock this back up. Again, it's finding the right combination for the rear end to get it to feel right. This helps with turn in. And again, keeping the front end planted without without it, especially in the slow stuff. I even took the sway bar out in the back, but probably better with the 6 wing as far as drivability, but I was trying to find, if I could get more performance out of it with this. Okay, well, let's try this. I'll take some of the ride height out. Let's go down to a 4 wing and see if that does anything. Might slow down. Thank you, Larry. Have a good dinner. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that's with the endurance, I really, especially when you got multiple people, but I mean, endurance races I've done, maybe an hour or two, Pan Am, we used to have, of course I was with Stu, but I mean, you got a lot of guys, we have 2 or 3 hours, stuff like that, which was long enough, but I mean, when you go into like a 6 hour, that's a long time for 2 drivers. I mean, that's 3 hours apiece, and especially at Mount Panorama, because that place, you just make any mistakes, you're cooked. It's all over. I mean, which it was because it got both of us. So we did good till about the last hour and a half, and then that just everything fell apart. But I guess that's why it's also important when you find, if you're really trying to compete at the best you can, you really got to find 2 guys that really can get along as far as their setups. Because if you got 2 guys that are really their setups don't mesh, it's not going to be good, because it's going to be really hard to, it's going to be really hard to have a good race, because either somebody's going to not be happy, or both people or drivers are going to be complaining, or it's just, so it's really hard, because you got to find somebody that you can drive with that, it just works. I mean, I had to pretty much adapt to Chris's setup, and he made a few changes to accommodate me, so it really helped a lot for the long endurance races. But I mean, I still had to kind of adapt to it, because it wasn't mine, and the car felt a little different than what mine would. Porsche with it shifting, that's the one thing with the Porsche that kills you, is it does not want to shift. Always has done that forever. This and the AMG are the 2 worst shifting cars in ACC. I think they do that just to slow them down. Get rid of my throwaway lap. I'll be surprised if it's faster, but as I say, you don't know until you try. Yeah, it's definitely turning different. Not as precise with the, don't have the grip. All right, let's see what we can do now. Same time. A little slower, but still, I mean, see if it picks up any bit. One more. Exact about the same time. Understeering. Yeah, it's understeering on some of that slow stuff. Yeah, it just doesn't pick up. And shoot, I was within a tenth of a second for those 3 laps, but it's just not picking up. So, see, that's not the way to go. Hey, thank you, Alexander. I appreciate that. Appreciate it a bunch. Thank you very much. I mean, the wear's good. So, see, I like the tire wear's not so bad, but I mean, it's not fast enough. I think the best way is back to where I had it, back at a 6 and back up there, because it's faster in the slower stuff. I mean, that's where I ran my fastest lap. So I think I either need to do that, or I need to build something even on a 7 wing and try to maximize the handling part, even go faster through where they're strongest, because that's where I got to concentrate on, because it's definitely not here on this. I mean, it's not, the speed is not doing it. It's not gaining me anything. Let me go there. Go there. All right, let's try this. Just for kicks and giggles. I want to try this. One last one. Let's look at the speed down here. So now we're down to it. That's the lowest swing we've had. $171. I was doing that with a 6 wing. I was doing 171. So see, I didn't gain any time, and I was all the way down to what, a 4 wing or something, and I didn't even gain any speed. Yeah, I mean, that's no faster. So it's not helping me. Better, but still 171. I mean, heck, I can do 170 with a 7 wing. So, I mean, it's not helping me, to gain really that much speed. I mean, I'm losing that much grip, and I've only got 1 mile an hour, or maybe a little over a mile an hour. But I mean, I mean, look at that. I mean, I got a lower wing, and the Lexus is still doing like 3 miles an hour faster, and it's got a higher wing. Like it's got like 80% wing, a 12 out of 16, and it's doing 173, 174. That's, I mean, and here the Porsche is only doing 171, and my wing's real low. So it's what I say. You can't chase it, because if you try to chase that, it's gonna end up just costing you time. You can't chase the speed. You got to chase the lap time and where the car's strong at, and make it the strongest it can be there. Not worry about race the race for the car, not try to race against somebody else's race and the strength of their car. I mean, again, this thing can never out straightaway the Lexus. It ain't gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. I don't care what you do. So you don't bother with it. You're just better off to concentrate on trying to get this car to work where it works well. Not doing too bad so far for the first lap. I got the highest wing. It feels really good through the Lesmos. A lot better than it did. faster. A little too deep. Just a teeny bit. Dang it. That would have been perfect if I just a teeny bit earlier. That's this lap up. And it's even hotter if you think about it, because I mean, we've been doing this for over an hour now. 9:08 was 8:08 when I started, or 8. And I just ran my fastest lap. Crappy lap here. One more and that's it. See what we can do with this one more lap if I can get it right. Got a little bit too aggressive through there, but at least I didn't wreck it. You got more grip. You got more grip to make a mistake with. That's another thing I like. Still my best lap, and it's the latest part. It was 21 when we started. It's 23 now, so let's look at those tires. Oh yeah, they look good. Not many laps, but I mean the wears looks really even across. Still a bigger gap. I mean, that's one thing, you know, you looked at the Lexus and it was really tight front to rear, which is good. You know, this is a lot more. I like this. I like this setup a lot more. Matter of fact, it'd probably be better if I just take a little bit more there to help the car rotate. I'll make this a setup. And of course, I'll put this in the description also, and also in my Discord, like the Lexus setup. I want to watch the replay of that fast lap. 8. Let's see the speed differences. .170. So we lost 1 mile an hour. This would be a setup to be good for a long race. You know, conditions change, things like that. I mean, maybe even this, or maybe even another click of wing. I mean, this is what you would want to run, and if you're running like a 6-hour race or something that you had to really be consistent, and conditions change, and you needed the grip. Also, that you make a little mistake, it's not gonna, you can save it, or it costs you time, but you're not gonna bend the car. So again, I mean, all these things make a difference. Gotta love the Porsche. Check the speed again. I'm sure it's the same, but. It's 170. It's solid. I mean, it could almost be 171. It's not far from it. It's a tick away. So, of course, if I was behind LF, I'd be doing like 174 or something like that. 175 or something like that. Matter of fact, maybe see if we can find it. Save any of that? Yeah. So I think I came out, I was behind him, I think, after a couple laps of my second pit stop. Yep, there we go. Yeah, 173 there. Look at that. That's when he went off. I did 173. I'm getting free horsepower. Oh, he's too far ahead there. Oh. Okay, this is back here. I don't think I'll pick up anything here. Too far away. I got 172. Oh, it might be because it's just cooler out. I don't know. Here we go. Yeah, 174. Good night. What was he doing? $177. So he was doing 177. I did 174. So, but I was drafting. I was picking up good. So handling does make it. I mean, you know, handling still matters. Probably gets right back up on my butt going up through here. Closes in, but we'll see what he does here. Then he's behind me. Still 177. Didn't catch me. I don't know what I did. I'm still at 172. Well, that's the difference. Of course, you know, that's the BOP, LFM, BOP, and everything else. So, I mean, you know, maybe that adds up. And, of course, it's at night, so maybe that added another mile an hour. But so he's doing 5 miles an hour faster than me down the straightaway. All right. Oh, no wonder you're sliding all the way around to the end. Just doing it with one set of tires. Doing an hour and a half with one set of tires, just so you could save on the pit stops, huh? You should at least say you should have saved at least. You should have changed the tires at least once. You know, did like an early pit stop for one to get fuel, and then not change tires, and then just do like halves. That probably would have been a better way to go. At least we had fresher tires. No wonder you're pretty much that last after I made my second stop. That's why you're pretty much a sitting duck. You know, you did good to keep it going on the track with no wing. You must have been tiptoeing going through the corners. Oh, that's all right though. Yeah. Dang, moved up a good amount. You must have had a bad qualifying to start 21st. I would, you know, with the Lexus, I would have thought you'd been more in the middle. I get a good qualifying run or something. Which, I mean, you know, you're pushing hard and anything can mess up. I mean, mine wasn't the greatest either, to be honest. I was hoping to be up in the top, at least 3 rows. I was hoping to be in the top 6, and I didn't. I think I started 9th or something. My qualifying stunk. I just couldn't get that last few, you know, a 10th or 2, it makes a big difference. I mean, that last 10th or 2, I could have moved up a little bit, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't put it together. I always mess up one corner or something. Yeah, probably with a little. Yeah, you probably should have used like a 5 or 6 wing. Yeah, it would have been a big difference. But see, the thing is, um, especially what happens is a lot of people change wing and they don't compensate and do other things to go with it to make the package. And then what happens is you don't really pick up, because then you're adding wing, but you're not adding some other things to help the car handle better, where you're adding more grip. So it's just, you got, again, it's that fitting that puzzle together. It's getting everything, to work right and handle more and be able to, if you can go through that like this, if you can go through Parabolica and get on the gas really soon and just fly off that corner, just like, like I'm basically losing 3 miles an hour. The Lexus, to me, I was running, the setup I had, I lost 3 miles an hour to you. I ran 174 and you're running 177. But I mean, really in the Porsche, I'm running about a mile an hour or so faster here too. So really, if you were doing it with, doing it in my conditions, you'd probably run in 176 or something. So really, I'm only losing about 2 miles an hour to you in the same car. I'm losing 2 miles an hour. But look at the time though. The time, we're running the mid 48, I mean, the car's handling a lot better going through all the other corners. So, I mean, that's where it's just picking it up. It's making up a lot of time through a lot of other corners and on the brakes and things like that. So, I didn't look to see what you were doing. I'm gonna look back here and see what you're coming up here. Let's look at no traffic. Good. I'm gonna see what you're doing down here. You're probably doing 170 down here. I did 167. No, you didn't go any faster down through there than I was. You're gonna pick up a draft now, probably. Yeah, so you had a draft, and you just equaled my speed that I had, because what it is you're not going through the other section faster. I'm going through it so much faster than you are. So really, even with a low wing, you're going the same speed I am down the backstretch. The only time you're gaining speed is on my Lexus is down the front. That's where you're gaining speed down there. Yeah, flash eye guy. You did 176 there, probably you braked still a little early. Yep. Well, see, it makes all difference. That's the beauty of different philosophies and different way of doing stuff. I mean, it just, that makes it interesting of how you can go either way. I think that's cool. I mean, so nothing wrong with it. Just like I said, just different ways of going about it. That's all. But it's interesting how, you can, like I say, if you go through the corner faster, if you can do that, then you can still pick up time down the straightaway as far as speed, or equal, like a lower downforce type thing. But it's interesting. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you give me a like before you go. And again, I'll leave these setups down in there in the description. Thank you, LF, for chiming in the whole time, and I enjoy racing with you in Pan Am. I've been racing with you a long time, long ways before that. So, but I enjoy racing with everybody, and I enjoy everybody's support. And again, I just try to open eyes and show you, maybe give you a different, look of how things work and how things react, and there's more than one way to go about it. So again, just trying to show everybody, and also work on some different setups to see if I can get something to work right. And I'm happy with the Lexus and the Porsche both. So again, I hope you enjoyed the setups, and you guys are awesome, and we'll see you the next time.